Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our first stream for WWE. This will be the WWE brand draft. So we will be drafting for the shows SmackDown and Raw. And it will only be those two shows. I've already flipped a coin, and SmackDown will be picking first. So it'll be SmackDown, then Raw, then SmackDown, or just we'll just get SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown. We'll go like that. So that'll be the way that we go. Like I said, SmackDown's going to start this off. Both brands are going to be looked at as equals. So I don't really give a rat's ass who gets picked where. So SmackDown and Raw will each draft superstars no matter what. Brock Lesnar, such and such. In fact, saying that right now brings us to the fact that the Beast Incarnate, of course, will go number one overall. You'll see many different custom characters that I just like to have fun sometimes with. But yeah, Brock Lesnar, assigned show, will be on SmackDown. So that is number one for us. Brock Lesnar goes first overall in our WWE draft. So Brock Lesnar's number one. Well, you're probably thinking who would be number two, and it's just got to be John Cena. As he's fallen off a little bit, he is still John Cena. Is the guy. And you'll see that each show already had some characters. Now, obviously, Raw, I had to leave some of the women on there. I'm going to save the women for later. It's not anything against them. It's just leaving the women's division to draft all by its own, not really going early on. And so that way it allows that. Now, you'll also see NXT was on that list of shows. NXT will get kind of the leftovers of the current athletes and whatnot. That being said, Brock Lesnar went to SmackDown first overall. The general manager for SmackDown is The Rock. And The Rock decides that he wants the phenomenal AJ Styles to come to SmackDown as well, to join Brock Lesnar. So we get AJ Styles, we get Brock Lesnar, and they're like this. Now on Raw likes a little bit of the older style of what we've got going on, and so they're sticking with something that's worked for years, and it's Randy Orton. So we get John Cena and Randy Orton to make that squad on Raw look pretty good. And, well, over on SmackDown, like I said, The Rock is in charge. He's the general manager. I'll get him a suit. He'll be looking real good in his suit. But his cousin, Roman Reigns, coming to SmackDown. And so, if you're wondering why it takes me a second after I do something like I put somebody somewhere, that is because I'm taking that second to add their name to the roster so that I know, and I can remember who went where and so on and so on. That being said, who are we going to give to SmackDown, or Raw, I mean? Who else? Been so good in real life lately. Let's give him Rey Mysterio. Booyaka booyaka. Alright, so Rey Mysterio comes to Monday Night Raw. And then this is kind of for me, because I'm going to enjoy SmackDown a lot. I feel the need to have one Shinsuke Nakamura on there. That AJ Styles versus Shinsuke rivalry is definitely going to happen. I'm going to enjoy that. And I'm not going to lie, there are some custom characters that will make it onto the big shows that are big enough names to make it onto the big shows, in my opinion. So they will be there. That being said, Seth Rollins, I've already decided this one. Seth Rollins was always going to be on Raw, in my opinion, just where he belongs. So he's going to Raw. And I'll actually go in and change once we get to the point of where we need to be. That I'll remove the women and then we'll be set. So we're now on to 5th pick for SmackDown. And SmackDown's going to go a little old school on this one. But we're going to let him play. He's still part of, the universe. And it is The Undertaker. See, this is the glory of the video game. Now, obviously, I'm going to try to refrain from using too many legends. Technically, The Undertaker is not retired, which is why I look at that and go, okay, he's eligible. The general managers, for the most part, I will not be using, but they will be there. There was a rumor that this man would be returning, so why not? Let's give a new edge to Raw. It's Edge. Which leaves me with, again, I like setting up some rivalries. One that I would love to have seen, and I think everybody agrees would have loved to have seen. Sting. Undertaker. I mean, that match would have been epic. Well, now it's just going to happen on SmackDown. Don't know when. Don't know how. It'll happen at some point. It might stay for a, pay-per-view. It might be held off. Sheamus to Raw. And of course, we'll look at doing some tag teams, and if we have to, there'll be new tag teams formed and tag teams disbanded and so on and so on. SmackDown is up. How about Rusev? Rusev to SmackDown. And then for Raw, well, I just saw his brother. I think we'll go with that. That is the real one. Okay. It's Jeff Hardy. Because why not? So Jeff's on SmackDown. But his brother, or Raw, his brother, gonna go to SmackDown. That's why I was saying SmackDown. It was in my head. So we come back to Raw, and Raw needs somebody big. Needs a big name. Something to really get after it. So why not? Monster of Men, Braun Strowman. Actually typed in. That's hilarious. Okay, there we go. And then Braun Strowman. Okay. So this actually puts us on to the point where we'll be able to go and change things, which is nice. I saw somebody. I was like, okay. Bray Wyatt. on SmackDown. Layeth the smacketh down. Okay. Now we're on to Raw, and once we make this pick, I will in fact go and fix the other issue. But it is in fact Cesaro. Okay. So really quick, those shows, Raw, participants. See, it says 20. I only need 10 for it to be considered a show, so I can remove the extra women that are throwing this off and making it a little bit more difficult for me to be 100% accurate with where we're at. So, oh, and then I also added, I guess I just went with custom superstars, didn't I? I did. Okay. There we go. So that's what it was. And I think I did that just because it made life easier. So, as you can see, SmackDown, Raw, 10. That does include their general managers, which are Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and The Rock. And then Stone Cold's not going to wear a suit. I'm going to tell you that right now. And really, The Rock's not going to wear a suit, more so a suit vest. That's what I always see him in. So he'll wear that. And then we have got Triple H and Shawn Michaels as co-GMs for NXT. And there's a reason for that. And you'll see why later. It'll be interesting. I can tell you that much. Like I said, we are on SmackDown now. As I did it again. A little bit of Batista. He won't make, he's kind of one of those, he's not going to make every show appearance. In fact, he'll probably miss most, but why not? And we've got Monday Night Raw again. And they're going to bring back Jericho. So in this universe, obviously, WWE is the only thing that exists. I don't mean that in a mean way. I just mean that so that it's easier for me to do something like this. So there we go. And even though he is not Dean Ambrose anymore on AEW, still Dean Ambrose on the game, and he's coming back to Raw. Alright. So we're back on to SmackDown again, and we're probably not going to be at this for all too long, but I'm going to try to make some good content here for everybody. Finn Balor coming to SmackDown. Is that Kofi? That is Kofi, okay. Ah! Because why not? Goldberg. And then gonna bring in Big E to SmackDown. But what you would expect for Raw, or that they'd go after whatnot. So I am going to bring this version of Kofi because otherwise it will say 12 after it and all that. And I don't want that. But I will edit him and he will actually go back to the Jamaican bit. So welcome back, Jamaican Kofi Kingston. To Raw. So that'll be fun. And then to shore up at least one tag team on SmackDown. Actually, 2 tag teams now because got Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. Xavier Woods will now be actually fighting. So how about that? Beautifulness of that. The game over on NXT. How about Titus for Raw? I like Titus. Titus, alright. Alright, so now we got Titus O'Neil on Raw. Shelton Benjamin to SmackDown. Alright. As I just kind of scroll through, I really like this idea of bringing in some other talent. So it's Santana to Raw. Samoa Joe to SmackDown. Know where we're going. Homicide to Raw. And if you know where we're going, it's the LAX guys. Actually bring Jack Swagger to SmackDown. Because why not? I liked having Swagger around. And then, who's the other one? There he is. All right. I think we'll go to 25 and call it. So we'll add Apollo Crews. He can go to SmackDown. And then Bobby Lashley to Raw. And we're going to bring Austin Aries to SmackDown. And then, do I just have Bully Ray? I thought I had Billy Ray too. I guess I do just have Bully Ray. Okay. Does he have a different attire? No. Okay, well. Welcome to Raw, Bully Ray. Obviously, as we know, Billy Ray Dudley. I guess not this time. Let's see here. Welcome back, CM Punk. And then yes, you can expect, because I was on that a little bit. But absolutely, Devon. So I don't know why it was like that, but yeah. The Dudleys are still going to be a thing. That's not changing. Cody Rhodes. He's back. Of course, as you know, Cody Rhodes went off and did AEW, but that's besides the point. We're going to bring Daniel Bryan to Raw. We're coming to the end. So the boss man in charge knows what he wants for these ones on SmackDown. Of course, Raw, we're still not 100% sure where we're going. We'll do Jason Jordan. Alright. And it's Jimmy to SmackDown. Oh, that's right. They just go by their last names now. So there's that. It's kind of a terrible representation, but I really want it. So and basically, what's going to happen, even though we are at 25, I'm going to do a lot of this off camera to make sure that we get a bit more superstars and a few more, and obviously the divas. And then obviously the rest, like I said, will go to NXT. And you guys will see what's going to happen there. It'll be kind of fun. It'll be a little fun storyline that I hope will go over well for NXT. I'm going to try to do all 3 shows later today and tomorrow. So we will see you guys for that. For now, that's your 25-man rosters on each. Actually, I apologize. It is not, because it's only 24, because each team or each show has a general manager, and I completely forgot about that. So we are not done just yet. We have one more for each show. Starting with, of course, SmackDown, who is going to go with no clue whatsoever. Ziggler. Alright. So they went Ziggler. Raw goes Bobby Roode. So there you go. That's that. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you next time.